Welcome back to SCI, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, I got a very important update for you, which is the latest announcement to be made by the immigration minister in Canada. And this is in regards to student visa applications. So this will affect everyone who is in the process of applying to a school, all the way to those yet to submit a visa application to come study in Canada. You definitely want to stay tuned and pay attention to what I got to tell you today because this update is kicking in as soon as December 2023. So you would want to pay attention and know exactly how this will impact you. And if there's any changes you need to make or anything you need to pay attention to, you fix that before it bites you in the back. All right, stay tuned and don't go away. By the way, if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to hit the like button and watch till the very end. So the latest has everything to do with protecting international students against fraud. And if you remember last year, I posted a video of about 700 students from India who were on the verge of getting deported because they had arrived in the country with fake admission documents. And in case you didn't know, the precondition for qualifying for a student visa in the first place is to have an admission. And if you didn't have an admission or your admission was fake, technically it means you didn't qualify for a student visa. So if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. I'm going to put it somewhere here, maybe in the description section. Yeah, so these students were like, this is not our fault. We were victimized by our agents in India, and the Canadian government is going to victimize us again. It became like a ping pong ball where they're being hit from all directions. I feel sorry for these guys, but the government said never again. We're going to bring in a system where this is going to be checked and prevented, right? So the government is taking a smart move to remove bread out of the mouth of these fraudsters. All right, so what is the latest? So the latest announcement is that from December 1st, 2023 onwards, the visa processing offices are going to have a system in place where they will be able to verify admissions, right? So if you apply for a visa, they'll be able to verify with the school if your admission is genuine, right? So a lot of details has not been given with regards to how this mechanism is going to be, it's going to work. We don't know exactly yet, but I'm thinking there's going to be some sort of an information sharing between the schools and the visa offices, right? Where the schools will be able to say, we're expecting this many students, and here are the students' IDs, right? So while this is great, especially for those of us who are from countries where there's a high risk of getting frauded or being victims to such instances of fraud, I think there is the other side of it where the schools are also going to have some leverage against students. And what I mean by this specifically is I don't know about other provinces, but if you've applied to a school in Ontario, especially public schools in Ontario, you would have noticed that on your admission document somewhere, they state, they mention somewhere that you have to make a payment of a certain amount by a certain date, or you automatically lose your seat, right? While this didn't have any real effect in the past, I think moving forward, it's going to give the schools some leverage where they'll be able to say, look, if you don't make that tuition deposit by that deadline, you are not going to be, we're not going to basically confirm your admission with the embassy. So technically, you don't have an admission, or your admission is fake, or whatever, that's expired, which means you will not qualify for a visa. And although I know a lot of people prior to applying for their visas try to have their finances ready, everything set, but there are also a select few who may have encountered challenges along the line and may not be able to make that tuition deposit by that set date. So, what's my advice for you? Well, I would say, definitely make sure you have that money ready when you're applying to a school. Know exactly how much the school will be requesting for a tuition deposit. But before you go ahead and commit, make sure you check in the school's refund policy, because there are some schools out there who will withhold everything and not give you a dime if anything goes wrong. And by this, I mean, in case you don't get visa, your visa doesn't get approved, or for some reason you aren't able to come to school. I've seen some schools withhold up to about $2,500. I think that is a lot of money. So you definitely want to check out the school's refund policy to see exactly how much they'll be giving you back in refund if anything goes south. Um, but yeah, so that is that. And yeah, there are other options out there in case you're curious. Yeah, are there options out there? Are there school options out there where there's no tuition deposit requirement? The answer is yes. And I will give you that information, but I want to see this video get a lot of love, and I'll be sharing that information. Or if you're interested in knowing exactly which schools have a zero admission fee plus a zero tuition deposit requirement, let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and show some love. I appreciate your watching, and hope to see you in my next video.